And
Crampton, that's it.
Crampton, yeah. Okay, so I think what we'll do here is this might be better if we did it as a group here. Since we're on live. Yeah, there we go.
Norm, that's
Okay, so here's the gang on
That's great.
live.
Your name on it.
Well, welcome everybody to another edition of Phoenix on the South End. Here we're meeting also at the South End bar. It's now called One Plate on Prince of Wales Drive. So it's great to see people here, and we get together every week in some way, and this is our sort of a hybrid when we get together, but we're still on Zoom as well. So it's great to. I remember the days when we first started. I needed a truck to get all the equipment in, the sound system and everything, and I think Sam was there. We had to bring our own TV, our own cables. Like it was a production to get going. And now I put everything in a laptop. I like this better a lot more. The technology has changed a little bit. The cameras have been a little smaller, and anyway, but. It's great that we're together all the time. So we just hit 5 million in terms of overall sales for the last 10 years, and in our charities we're just over 52,000, and we're going to be adding about $450 to that for somebody has given some money and some groceries to the food bank at the Canada Food Cupboard. So we're going to be adding that later on. So this is great. Hey Sam, or do you have a words of wisdom, some kind of education that you'd like to bestow on us?
Tony, Sam Sturz, ConnectedCars.ca. Just want to remind everyone that it is certainly not time to change those tires yet on your car. A good example is exactly this morning. You're a little slippery out there because there was some snow hit the ground overnight here in the Ottawa area. Just a reminder that when you do get out there and decide to put your snow tires, put your snow tires away, check your summer tires ahead of time because all kinds of things could have happened to them overnight. I had over the winter. I had a customer come in the other day just bringing his tires in because we were going to inspect the car because of making some noise, and one of his summer tires, was already flat. Found a leak in it, and I sent him away to get that tire back to the person that installed it so we can have it fixed. So I highly recommend that you check your summer tires out ahead of time so you have no surprises. And if you need to go to get a new set of tires, you aren't sitting in line and waiting months. I remember last fall, some of my customers decided last minute to get snow tires. And I think one of them ordered them, I think it was late October, and didn't get them till late December. So,
Wow.
yes, you can actually end up waiting months for tires, and that's not a good thing when you're running on the old ones. Anyway, that's it for me. Just check your summer tires ahead of time to make sure they're all ready for this summer when you're driving a lot more than you are in the wintertime. Thanks, Tony.
Sam, I want to just add to that heads up on the prices of tires, courtesy of of things happening in the Middle East. Tires are made by Petrol Resources, and since the petrol's gone up, guess what's happening to the tires? It's
They're
not
going
going down
down.
in price. Yeah, no. You should be so lucky. So if you got to buy tires, buy them soon, right?
Yeah,
Otherwise,
they do
yeah.
it for airplanes and ATVs and stuff.
That's
Good
what
advice,
that's what I
Tony.
get when I'm married to a spouse. She gives me daily alerts to going, oh no, we got to do this.
No.
And it's wisdom. It's wisdom. I don't cancel it out, but it's like, holy smokes.
Good point. Thanks, Tony. Thanks, Bernie.
Did we just get offline? How did that happen?
I,
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
no, you're
wild.
live.
That's
We're
weird.
still live.
Oh, okay. I thought we lost you. We just went blank. Okay. Yeah, the other thing is, I guess, Sam, when you're changing your tires and you're taking the winters off to check them, because if there's anything going on with the winters, you should get them fixed before the next. Otherwise, you'll be opening up the winter ones and having problems. Maybe.
Yes, in fact, that's why I recommend people take their tires to someone who knows something about them. I've several times I've had customers bring their tires to me, and I look at the winders and they're wearing incorrectly, or they're wearing down on the inside or outside, and I advise them to get in alignment ahead of time. Because you don't want to wear down the summer tires, like your winter tires may be having a problem. That actually does happen. In fact, that's why the guy brought the car to me last week. He has his winter tires, and they're making noise, and he thought it was a wheel bearing or a ball joint or something, and they weren't. They were actually suspension in the car. So sent him off to not only get alignment on the car, get that set up, and then he's going to end up buying new winter tires come next year because they're shot. So
Yeah.
good advice is go to somebody that knows a little bit about cars, because you take it to one of these shops that just change tires, and the young kids, they'll just change your tires. They don't, they're not going to advise you on issues that you may have, and you may ruin, a set of tires these days, $1,000 easily. You'll
Yeah.
you'll go
Yeah.
the way of the dodo bird, and you have to buy a new set.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like putting on a sweater, so it's true. It's true. Okay, yeah, thanks a lot, Sam. Yeah, good advice. Okay, so let's do our round robin here, and let's start with Kat. Go ahead, Kat. How are things?
I think she's frozen.
Oh, she's frozen? How cold is
she's
it in
not.
Scotland?
Hang on. No, she's good. She's
Things
good.
are
I
cold
saw.
in Scotland.
Yeah, she's moving now. I saw her eyes moving.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Any message, Kat?
Sorry, my computer's not wanting to play ball today.
Okay.
So, today my message is, if anybody is looking to recharge and reset their life, that's not me trying to say that there's anything wrong with you. It's if you find that you don't have a good life balance, that you find that you're struggling with limiting beliefs and you want to get rid of them and actually be successful and basically recharge and reset your life, obviously, then Penny Lee is running a workshop on April 26th, and she'd love to see you there. And if you check out our social media page, you'll find the information to register for that event.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Kat. Okay.
Thank you.
And over to you, Sam.
There we go. The button wasn't working. Thanks. Good morning, everyone. Sam Sturz, ConnectedCars.ca. Happy Thursday to you all, and safe driving for those who are out there on the roads this morning. Sam Sturz Connected Cars. Dash cameras are my main thing, but also do minor repairs, oil changes, brake jobs, stuff like that. And let's see, this week I'm talking about engine damage from rodents. This is unfortunately, a common thing happening. In fact, I think I remember Eric. That's why I was looking for Eric this morning, because I think I remember him saying that he had rodent issues chewing away at his car. Maybe it was him. Anyway, someone told me that they had that issue, and it cost them $700 just for the connector that was damaged by the rodents. So if you have a vehicle that's parked outside commonly and used sporadically and has an engine cover, because that's where the rodents like to go, between the engine cover and the engine, to stay warm and make a nest and then chew away your electrical system, please keep in mind that that may be an issue, and take that engine cover off. If you don't mind leaving it off, take it off and leave it off, because that thing in the summertime just it retains heat in your engine, and that's not a good thing. So take a look, have your service mechanic take a look, because it could cost you a lot of money to get that engine wiring engine wiring repaired if you do have a rodent issue. That's it for me, Sam Sturz, ConnectedCars.ca. Today's mobile electronics without the cost of a vehicle, and like I told you this morning, a lot more.
Thanks a lot, Sam. Hey, Bernie.
Hey, Tony. How you doing?
Good.
So, what do? I do stuff, and you'll see a couple of prompts inside the chat. I pick up information, share it as what I'm doing. As usually, it's B2B connections. I do it through the podcast Knack for Business. I do it through Canada Growth Network and East Trade Winds. Sometimes when someone shows up in the Knack for Business podcast, they also become a guest speaker in other areas. And it just helps echo and relay the information of what they do and share it and make good, strong connections. We also sell in the Canada Growth Network for $47 a month. Go high level with CRM plus community. If you happen to be a Phoenix member, so this is the pitch for the Phoenix group, for the Phoenix membership and people wanting to join Phoenix, you get it for $39 a month. First month is $1. And so, yeah, I think, yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I can keep going, but yeah. Jack and I promoted your event on March 31st. It's in the chat. And she's doing stuff at Invest Ottawa. And we have guest speakers, Robin Ayub, happening at East Trade Winds on next Tuesday, and Stefan Serdek on Power Hour on Monday. The following week, much like Phoenix, we're not active April 6th because that's Easter Monday. And neither is Power Hour or East Trade Winds. Over to you, Tony.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Bernie. Susan?
Good morning, everyone. You can't see me there. Okay. I represent a company called Melaleuca.com, and we have non-toxic cleaning products. Non-toxic so that you don't have an asthma attack and end up in the hospital. I came in last week, I had my hat on and my mask and my rubber gloves. That's the way we used to have to dress up to clean our homes. So
At least the oven, anyway.
the bathroom too. So what I'd like to highlight today is I think it's spring. I'm not quite sure. The calendar says that, and the sun is coming back. Guess what? Now there's smudge on my window balcony door because the dog puts her face up against the door. Couldn't see it in the winter because there's no sunshine. Why don't you use Clear Power? It's a very easy product. It smells nice. It doesn't have a very strong smell, but we don't get the smear like we do with.
So it's like a Windex?
It's like a Windex.
Yeah.
It replaces your Windex.
Okay.
And if you've got a smoker in your family, you get a film over your car window. You can't see at night. It'll help get rid of that. So it's concentrated like a lot of our products. So you're going to save money and save the environment by not putting in so many plastic bottles.
That's
so-
a big thing right now, plastic.
Yeah.
It's
So Susan Ebbs, BAMs. I had a BAM with Tanya Hewitt.
okay.
And very nice conversation with her. Got to know her more personally, and went to her event. And through them, we went to Joe Ben and I had a BAM yesterday, and very, very interesting man. And I think we might be able to coordinate on a number of platforms. So it's fun. It's been a fun
Yeah,
week.
Joe Ben's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Thank you,
That's
Susan.
it.
Okay. And Jacqueline.
So appreciating the weather, and perhaps I might slip. Thanks, Sam. I did take a long, deep breath. I lifted my shoulders, I took them back, dropped them down, and I took a very thoughtful step because it's icy out there. What I also did last night, understanding that gas prices have options when they go up and when they go down. So there's a time where gas prices drop. And indeed they did. I took my time at 9:00 p.m. I went to get cheaper gas. It's a difference of 15 cents.
Yeah.
And it's
Wow.
simply because I decided it makes sense for me to take a look at the prices, not just the product. That product is going to get me to here in my car. And I appreciate that. It's about being thoughtful, asking the questions, and wondering who has answers for us. Thank you, Kat, for letting us know that there's opportunities for us to meet with Penny Lee and team to figure out what we're going to do. Maybe everyone knows that at that time it's great to buy gas. Thank you, Tony, for our meeting, for allowing me to have a conversation with you, saying, what's next? It's a long year. I am busy helping people find their mortgage strategies when they're looking for mortgage money. So you know what you have to do. When you have mortgage strategies and you need them, take a moment and call your mortgage honey.
Thanks, Jacqueline. Over to Norm.
Norm Boyer, Boyer Home Maintenance and Repair. Now that spring is here, people starting to open their patio doors. We're going to one this afternoon that they can't open the patio door, have a very hard time opening the patio door. So we're going to see if we can replace the rollers or just fix the rollers. It's a very old patio door, so the chances of my getting parts are kind of 50-50. And so the patio door may need to be replaced. The other door we did this week, Rick installed a swing door in place of a pocket door. So the door went into the wall, but there was a problem with the hardware, and the only way you can fix that is take the whole wall apart. And so they decided to put a swing door. So, in spring, people start to open their windows. We'll have trouble opening the windows, or the lock is jammed. So, if you have windows that are giving you a problem, call Boyer's Home Maintenance Repair. And the honeydew list, we get it done. And talking about promoting, I got new shirts. I ordered new shirts. So, t-shirt for Rick and golf shirt for me. My golf shirt came in too big. They get me the wrong size, but it'll fit Rick. But on the arm it says Norm. So, but they fit Rick. So what I'm doing is I'm bringing them in today, and I'm going to put. They were going to put Rick, son of Norm.
On another note with the gas, go to Carlton Place. It was $1.57.
Wow. Yeah, it's $1.80 at the Sunoco in Canada. It's quite a difference in
Exactly. I got it at $1.50.
$1.50.
So first thing in the morning, you took a long deep breath.
Yeah.
And you driving by, and it's $1.77. And
Yeah.
you're thinking, wow, what am I going to do with my savings rule of 72? What am I going to do? I'm going to take a moment. And that's allowed me to take a few hours. And
That's
go
more
back.
than 15 cents.
Exactly.
Wow.
And so
Actually, Carlton Place, the price is lower than Ottawa, but I don't know if it drops as hard as it does in Ottawa in the evening. Because having driven through Carlton Place at 9 p.m., well, that's the same price it was when I drove into the town, but in
Yeah,
Ottawa. So
that's
it
it.
just, it's a hit and miss. Phone
The
ahead.
slower clock.
Ask someone, or there's a website for that too.
And the Esso up the street from Pioneer, $1.66.
Yeah.
Why? Like, that's what, 13 cents difference.
Yeah.
see,
Yeah.
Kat,
Different
Kat,
supply
we
chain.
talk about all day. Kat, this is what we talk about here in Canada.
It's
We
all
talk
about the gas.
Same problem, Jacqueline, don't worry.
I pay a little bit more at my local gas station, but it become known. I'm more than somebody putting in gas. Oh, hi, Norm. And so my vehicle's lettered.
Yeah.
So why it gets noticed. So I gas up in my neighborhood. For one thing, I want that gas station, well, it's gas station convenience store. I want that to stay in business, right?
Yeah.
So gas is tax deductible for me, or a portion of it. So I gas up either at in Canada, where they know me, where they service my vehicle if I'm in the area, or my local gas station tonight. And I calculated how much more it would be. Like it would be maybe $30 more a week for me. But let's say it's tax deductible, and my vehicle is lettered, so that makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be noticed.
To be that much of a difference, $30 a week? Well, you put a lot of miles
Well,
on too. Yeah.
if to fill my tank, I have 75 liters in the tank, so
How much?
75.
75 liters. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know, so if it goes up by 10 cents, it's up by 750, right?
And it's full of tools. So, anything with two O's is heavy, like tools and books and.
Yeah, so I go where I'm going to be noticed, right? Where my vehicle will be noticed. So, but sometimes you can go to Gas Buddy. Anybody know what Gas Buddy is?
Yeah.
They'll tell you where. But there was a time where I'm 20 kilometers from anywhere. 20 kilometers from Kempville, 20 kilometers from Smiths Falls, 20 kilometers to Richmond. One time I looked, we were having an issue with gas, and Kempville was 10 cents a liter less. Well, I have to do some grocery shopping, so I went to Kentville and filled up with gas, right? So the trick is try to
Work it in. You work it
you know,
in.
do more than one thing at once.
Yeah.
I just want to speak up here with kind of the gas prices. Jacqueline, you're correct. The good thing is to, when I get gasoline, is wait till the evenings. It's been like that in Orleans here for quite a while. That best time to get gasoline is at night. The price usually drops at least 4 or 5 cents a liter. And in case you're complaining about the price of gas, our daughter is in Melbourne, Australia, and the price of gas has gone up there 60 cents. It's over $2.30 a liter, and that's in Australian dollars, which are actually cheaper than Canadian dollars. So what ours has gone up
Australian
not-
dollars is cheaper.
Yeah, I mean our dollar is more powerful than the Australian
No
dollar
way.
just by a bit. And
Wow.
they're sitting at $2.30 a liter for gasoline in Melbourne, Australia right now.
Wow.
And my brother-in-law drives 18-wheelers, so he
Okay.
needs diesel.
Yeah.
And he does long hauls.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's saying that it's getting to the point where it's almost not worth it to work because you're paying all your money on gas.
Yeah, and you can't
Yeah.
raise the price on the freight because then people will go somewhere else. So it's
Yeah.
it's tough. They all have to go up.
Most long haulers should be putting a surcharge on their prices now. I think that's common.
Yeah, a
when
lot of them
prices
do
go up
now. Yeah, they have
suddenly,
to.
they add that to the price of whatever the quote was beforehand. Our son, as you probably met before, Jordan, he works with a moving company there in Peterborough, and they are doing that right now, adding a surcharge to their quoted prices because the added extra price in fuel right now.
And I got a notice from Porter Airlines, which is what I use to fly out west, and they say that they're raising their fees.
Well, they have to.
They have to pay for the gas, gas
Yeah.
in their plane. So,
I have a
oh
gift
my gosh,
for Jacqueline. Actually, it's for her dad. This is called the Pickaroo.
Does that help you go faster? You just kind of dig your way through, or what?
It's called the Pickaroo.
Only Norm can go from gas to Pickaroo.
Well, it saves energy because you don't have to pick up the wood. You just whack the wood and it'll pick it up. So this is for her dad because I owed Jacqueline a favor. So I said I'd get her a thing for her dad. And I'm going
Pickaroo.
to
Sounds like right out of Australia.
Only at Phoenix.
you got to save energy. We use, when gas and oil goes up, the only thing it affects is the price of the gas for the chainsaw and the splitter. But we heat with wood, so we don't get as affected for over the winter. For the
Now we just got to find a way to drive our cars with wood.
yeah.
well, you drive your motorcycle pretty soon.
Well, that's true. It needs gas too.
Yeah, but the gas for your motorcycle versus the gas for my van.
Well, that's true. That's true.
What's the
I-
price
I,
of gas?
I could fill my tank for $28.
Cat, what's the price for gas there?
Yeah,
Yep.
what's the gas price in Scotland?
I would probably say, because your money's half of mine, you're probably looking at it's about $3.20.
Oh my gosh.
$3.20?
Roughly,
For-
because when I convert from Canadian back to UK, it's half the money,
Yeah.
so if I double the
Yeah.
price, it's about $3.20.
Oh
Wow.
my god. I think we better stop complaining here.
Well, in
Well,
England,
the thing is they have smaller cars, right?
They have smaller
They
cars. Yeah, you don't have the big Yukons and
Tiny little cars.
Well, we do.
not that small.
Tiny little cars.
We do have like Yukons, but it's a question of most people do short haul, so we don't need big cars.
Well, and the roads aren't that wide either, right?
No.
Typically, yeah. In
Oh,
the
yeah, you
established cities and towns.
How many Hummers are there on the road? That's an awfully wide truck,
Now,
See, like for people like for graduations and stuff, it doesn't seem to be everybody owns one. It's just kind of like you hire one when you need one.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, you just get it for prom and that's it. Yeah,
Well, they're gas guzzlers, so yes.
yeah, that's wow.
and they drive on the wrong side of the road like the rest of England.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wrong side.
That adds to the gas mileage. You're driving on the wrong side of the road.
Yeah, it's you gotta.
Cars
Yeah,
tip this way instead of this way.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wonder if we drove on the opposite side if that would make the gas cheaper.
Oh, it'll make the coppers happy. Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
very cheap because you'd be come to abrupt stop, meaning the other person.
very true. Yeah, it's not the sliding that's
Video
proper;
how
it's
it
the
works
sudden
yourself.
stop.
Okay.
So, okay, today I'm presenting. Kat said I'm presenting today. So I wanted to talk a little bit about business and how crystals can be incorporated into a business. I mean, we see a lot that people are wearing crystals, whether it's necklaces, bracelets, or stones, and we always wonder, what's the big deal? Oh, I guess I can really clear a crowd here, eh? I got my crowd riveted.
The crystal clear message you're being getting.
What? Something I said. Okay, we're going to talk about sex.
Or rivets. I don't know.
Oh, and she pulls out the tool just to talk about that.
Okay, that's the pickaroo. That's a
It's
nice
rivet.
thing.
It's heavy, and it's interesting. It's my mom who does a whole lot of picking up the wood, and so I
your
know
mom.
it was my dad who he thought was doing it a lot. It's my mom who does most of it.
What a great
Watch out for
balance.
Susan.
Oh,
You almost got me there, Jack.
there's
Hey,
a
pickaroo at you.
Yeah, I got
Live feed and record it. That's a ticket.
I know.
It saves your back. It
absolutely.
takes a lot less energy.
Yeah.
So instead of picking up the wood, you've got this thing, and you whack it, and then you just move your wood.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Tony, do you want to try again?
Well, I'm
Sorry,
going to
Tony.
be incorporating pickaroos with crystals. Okay. Did somebody sneeze?
No, I went.
Ah, okay. So Bernie's killing himself here. Look at all you're missing here. Well, you're not missing it, but
No, I'm seeing it all.
I know.
I got my sneeze guard up. That's all.
It wasn't a sneeze. It was the pickaroo grabbing the wood.
yeah, sound effects.
Oh
Yeah.
boy, then I got my pickaroo guard up then.
Ah, that's right. Try again there, Tony.
Okay.
Once upon a
So,
time, these crystals
you know,
decided to form a clout. Sorry.
We see a lot of people that have crystals. They have crystal necklaces and bracelets and so on, and we kind of wonder, well, they're just rocks, right? They're just stones, and that's true. However, what happens is, depending on where the stone and where the crystal was coming from, where it's mined, different properties give different stones certain value. Anything that has certain colors is a big one. Like anything in the purples are usually going to be connected to something to do with intuition, because that color itself, even without, you could have an eggplant, which is purple, and it would still have properties to incorporate into your intuition. So when people eat blueberries or they have oranges, orange is basically a sacral, which is there's a high energy. You're more childlike if you eat lots of oranges. So it's just the color itself. But then, of course, when you look at crystals, it says how the crystals are formed. And a lot of them are formed by quick cooling. Some have a very slow cooling. Like diamonds are a good example where that's under so much pressure. You can take like coal basically and put it under so much pressure that over time it turns into a diamond because of the pressure. That's why they like using it, because it's the toughest on our planet in terms of cutting edge. When we have a diamond tip saw, it'll go through anything. And that's because of how it was made in the earth. All right, but there's a lot of ones that crystals are not only for intuition and making yourself peaceful and that kind of thing. It emits a certain vibration. Every rock does in some way. Even outside, you would have rocks on the ground, but they would have very little impact on your system. You might need specialty stones depending on where you're getting them and what you're doing with them. So one of the things I really like about crystals is that it emits a certain vibration, and we're very sensitive to those vibrations. Some people say, well, when you wear a crystal, like it's a stone, like how does it affect certain things? Well, our vibration changes all the time. Every time you get cut off and then you react, you know, oh, I just got cut off, and you have anger, it changes your vibration. You were just peaceful a second ago, and now you're not. That's a change of vibration. But when you have a crystal emits a certain vibration, and it's just like a beacon, and it just keeps going and going and going, and it doesn't change. So when you wear it, it helps you stay balanced. It helps you stay in that whatever it is that you want to do. So one of the things I usually recommend, now this one's called citrine. This is a yellow stone, and it's mostly connected to wealth, mostly connected to bringing in money. And so the many of the Chinese businesses, they'll have a little piece of citrine in their cash register. So it attracts resources, it attracts wealth, it attracts, and it's a very high energy. It's good for clarity, good for willpower, abundance, and mental clarity. So you think clearly. And so when that vibration is on you, you just have the tendency to be more calm and make better decisions. And you have a little bit more energy than if you didn't have anything. Now with this particular one, it's good to have it on your left wrist, because we have a left, which is receiving. Anytime you receive anything, if somebody pays you cash for something, chances are you'll have your left hand out to receive it. But when you're paying somebody, like paying cash, you more than likely will count on your right. You'll write a check on your right. Most people, you know, if you're left-handed, it's a different story. But most people are right-handed. So when you're giving something, it's your right, and when you're receiving something, it's on your left. So because you want to receive more abundance and more money or more clients or more of that kind of thing, you'll tend to wear this on your left wrist. Okay, so that's one. So the citrine is a very, very popular one. There's another one for business that's very good. It's called Amazonite. And this gives you confidence. This is great, like if you're about ready to go in front of a group of people, and you're you're very nervous in talking to a group. You don't like to talk to groups. People don't like to do public speaking. So this one actually brings it so that you have more confidence, and it increases your self-esteem. Not that whatever you're talking about you don't know much about. It's just that when you know something and then you have to share it with others, that could be very stressful for people, because it's all this, they're going to judge me for what I am, especially if these people are high ranking as well. It's one thing to talk to, let's say, high school students than it is to talk to a group of doctors or nurses or professional people or people in the room that they've all been in business for 40 years. And then you're talking about something to do with business. So this will give you that nice confidence there when you're making that public speak. Another one is called labradorite. This one is amazing. This helps achieve your goals. Sometimes when we are goal driven, and then we always start very, very strong, right? When we start something. But halfway or more, we start to realize that this is going to be a tougher go than I thought. And then some people will just realize that, okay, my goal was way out of whack. Like like over half the year is done, and I haven't even hit a quarter of my sales yet. So we have two choices. One choice, what most people make, is that they start to rationalize it and bring the goal down so it seems more attainable. And the way I spell rationalize is rational lies, L-I-E-S.
No.
You're lying to yourself by saying that you can't do it. So what this stone does is it keeps you in the game. It just gives you that extra oomph. Even if it's just a small degree of percentage that you'll make it, it'll probably be you. It's that kind of energy. So it gives you that, I could probably do this. I know there's a lot of work here still, but this gives you that power. It brings transformation and power, and it makes you look more to your inner ability rather than what you can do physically, right? I mean, whenever we do anything in business, many things, like in my world, happens where it happens automatically. People are booking sessions automatically. I mean, I used to spend a lot of my time trying to attract, and now I just look up my calendar every day and I realize, oh, a couple of people have already booked. Now, it took me 15 years to do that, right? But it's at a point now where I'm attracting it. And so that bracelet and that stone is very good for that. Another one is fluorite. It's spelled Fluorite, and it's decision making. This is what you want to hold when you're buying a house. So when you're going to Jacqueline and finding out what decisions you need to make on mortgages, what decisions you make on the house, this will make your thinking more practical, because then you're going to say, well, wait a second, what if I'm in this house for 4 or 5 years and then I have to sell it? What is the selling power of that? I mean, sometimes people don't look at it that way. They look at a house, yeah, it looks good. I know it's in, far out in the boonies or something, and I'll just buy it because it's perfect. There's nobody around. But then after 5 years, you're trying to sell it, and nobody wants to be in the boonies. They want to be closer into town. So so this one is very good when you're making decisions, especially life decisions. So before you propose, have this on for at least a couple of days, and it just makes it so that the decision you're making, you feel good about, right? Sometimes we make a decision and right away we think, was that the right thing to do? So this gives you that clarity in your mind about decision making. So that's a good one that I would recommend. Another one for success is carnelian. This is an orange stone, and it's one of the best in terms of energy, but it's great for creativity. If you're an artist, if you have many things in your business, like actually Jacqueline would have this. Somebody will come to her and say, look, I need a mortgage. I want to buy this house. And let's say all of the recommendations, like the credit card, things that comes up, and the credit scores, only to find out that there's no way they're going to get a mortgage for, basically, because things are too high, and then now you got to be creative. As long as you have it in your mind, there's a solution here, I just don't know it yet. This stone will make it so it's more creative. So it's you're looking at things in a different perspective, and so it gives you that creativity. All right. If somebody comes to Sam and he's having a hard time getting off the wheels, and maybe they're stripped, he says, okay, well, how do I take these off? He may have to do something he's never done before, and it'll just come to him. With these kinds of help, it'll just open up the creative part of your mind, okay? So that's why I like the carnelian in that way. So here's one that is really good for when you are at a point where, let's say, you get so inundated in business, like all of a sudden the website that you're working on crashes, and then your car won't start, and then you have many things happening, and you go through sort of a lot of anxiety and depression, and people are calling and they can't get a hold of you, or maybe you double book. And I do that sometimes, where I'll say, yeah, I'll be there, only to find out that I have a client at that time. So when we sometimes have that anxiety and depression in business, this one is a good one. It's called Blue Tiger's Eye. Now, the reason there's also an orange one, but that's more for grounding. That's for other reasons. But this one I picked because if you are really tired, working late nights, right, Bernie? Working a lot of late nights, this is really good to keep yourself optimal, and so that you could go a little further and you don't have that anxiety, depression kind of thing for late night working. All right, so I find this is really good. It's a comforting stone, and it makes it so it's okay. Also, it pushes you to, when you get to the limit where your physical limits are there, this stone will actually, when they say you're going to crash, okay, this stone will help you do that. And what that means is that you could be working literally all night. So you need to have some kind of I'm nodding off, I'm crashing. And so this stone will actually make it so, okay, you've hit your limit, you can't go anymore. So in other words, it understands what your physical limits are and not to go past it, because then sometimes at a point where you can't return, you get so tired, then now you can't fall asleep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's too much. All right, so this stone will sort of help with that. Another one is called amethyst. This is a big one. This is you see amethyst everywhere. It's in rings, it's in all kinds of jewelry. It's a very common stone, and it's not that expensive, but it's good for stability, calm, poise, and sometimes when things happen, you just need that moment of hesitation. Okay, just take a nice deep breath, take your shoulders back, so it's just your delayed reaction on certain things. So amethyst is very good. This I would put on the right wrist because you're giving. Whenever you're giving something to somebody, that would be on the right wrist because you're giving and giving and giving, and sometimes that gets overstimulated. So I would go have this on your right wrist so that you don't give so much. You got to have some discernment. It's okay to give. It's okay to be of service, but not at a point where it's going to really hurt your health. And some people will do that. They'll give until they literally pass out. Okay, they will. And then they still think they should give more. Grandmas do that a lot. When they just don't want to, do anything for them. If you give them something, they'll just want to not even take it, sort of thing. So this is a good one for that giving part. Black tourmaline. The reason I chose this one is this is good for networking groups that have negative people in the room. Yeah, negative people. This is it's a very powerful mental healer, and it protects in all kinds of negative energies. So this is things like a narcissist, somebody who just thinks that they're the world, and they're always wanting to dominate the situation. And how many times have you been to a place and there's some guy there and he just you can't get rid of him? He's like a dog that locked their jaws. And then when you leave, you're still thinking of this energy. Well, what's happened is this person's energy was so negative, you absorbed it. You're like an open sponge. Like if I threw a sponge into a pool, open, what would happen is the sponge would just absorb all of it because what it's trying to do is empty the pool. Well, it can't. There's way more water than the sponge can hold. And so our energies are like that. So black tourmaline puts a sort of a field around your energy. The way it does that is this particular stone has an aura. There is a field. And when you wear it, it gives you that sort of slippery, it's almost like trying to grab a trout. It's very slippery, so you can't grab onto it. So this way, you don't feel that negative. You'll remember the guy was kind of a jerk, but it won't impact your energy. It won't be something that you're going to be hanging on to. It's a great grounding tool as well. So black tourmaline's very good if you're under stress. A few days ago, Eric Senego, if I could probably, everybody knows him, and he's under a lot of pressure with his staff and so on, and I recommended this one for him because of the straight that he's on it, because he's absorbing it all. It's like an open sponge. And he's having a hard time breathing at some, you could see it, So when you wear this, it gives you that field where you can still sort of work, you're almost like in a bubble. So if you put that same sponge in a plastic bag and throw it in the pool, it'll just float. It won't absorb anything, okay? It's not like a plastic bag, but it certainly gives it a nice coating where it's not going to affect you, all right?
How do you get the jerk to wear it?
How do you what?
How do you get the jerk to wear it?
No, you don't want the jerk to wear it. Actually, the person that is negative will be ill if they wear this for a long time, because what happens is the field goes around and anything inside stays in. The way a negative person operates is that he wants to give that energy out. It's like the best thing I could the analogy would be, let's say you have a factory that creates and manufactures bowling balls, black bowling balls. All right, so they make these things, and then usually in the shipping and receiving, there's a small little storage in there, but the factory's still going. So they're making more bowling balls than they can store. So they create a warehouse. So they put all the stuff in a warehouse, and what happens is, in energy, when they feel like they're saturated, it means their warehouse is full. So they only feel good when they could send it out to people. So if they wear the black tourmaline, they won't be able to send out as much, and they'll be miserable. They'll be bitchy, miserable, grouchy, because they can't send it out as easily. So they won't wear anything. They want to give it. They will only feel lighter if they can make someone else feel bad. Now, that's not the conscious thought, but energetically, that's kind of the reality. Is, they have to dump this on other people. Oh, I feel very good. I really dump, they're always talking about things that are negative too, about the drive-by shootings, about the thing in Iran. They're always focused very much on the negative because they have this news that maybe you don't know, and they want you to just take it. And so by wearing this, it'll just slide off. It won't really affect you. So it's, but yeah, you don't want to give this to a narcissist. That'll keep it all in. And even worse, there's another one called obsidian, and that's even worse. This is a negativity shield. So it's actually stronger than tourmaline, and it will keep everything in. Obsidian is what I would do is if the guy keeps coming after you, like let's say he's always calling, he always wants to, you might get somebody at Sam's shop that has nothing to do, just go over to Sam and keeps talking to him all day, There are people like that they see people busy, and I see it often. And, I say, who is this guy? Oh, he's just from the neighborhood. He's here all day. Yeah. Like he'll go home for lunch, come back, it's like, it's clocking in. That's when you wear obsidian. This is a shield for those kinds of people that will just irk you. It just, okay, this is stronger shield than the bubble. The bubble, and then you got the shield, okay? For negative people, and it actually brings more success to you.
Can you wear those two together?
I wouldn't.
Too strong?
No, it's just like wearing two pairs of socks.
Okay.
You have a thin socks and a thick socks. Well, if it's warm, you don't need the thick socks, right?
Okay, yeah.
If it's colder, then put the thicker socks on. I wouldn't do both. Okay. You wouldn't need both. But some people will think that it's not enough, and that's another crystal. Because when you think that whatever you're doing isn't enough, it usually means that you don't think you're enough. So that's a different crystal altogether. But for business, when you're dealing with people all the time, you're dealing with customers that are grouchy. So I would recommend black tourmaline, and on the left side, citrine. That way you're bringing in sales, and you're being protected by some of the disgruntled clients that you may or may not get. I mean, Sam might get one a year, because he does such a good job. He won't get much, but sometimes even the best of efforts, some people will just no matter what you do, doesn't matter what you do, they're not happy.
Right.
And even if you can give them all the service and don't even charge for it, they're still pissed off. So there are some people that are just like that. And you can't change it. But the black tourmaline makes them go away. They won't come back. How much time have we got? Oh, okay, another minute or so. The last one I'm going to show, I got a couple more, but anyway, this one is called Aventurine. This one's in green. It comes in blue as well. I chose the green because it's all about attracting prosperity, success in general, just so you're on the right road. So if you could have a citrine on the left and then a venturine right beside it, and they all mean the same thing. It's all about attracting it. Citrine brings it in clumps, and the venturine is more of a pattern of prosperity. So it's not just today. I want to be successful in a month from now. I want to be successful 6 months from now, and so on. And so it's a longer term thing. It's more of a thing where you want to be able to really get into. Now, one of the things that happens in business is that depending on how you feel, you may have to activate either a masculine or a more feminine approach to something. So what I mean by that is there's a stone called pyrite. Okay, this looks like fool's gold. Okay, and they make it into these beads, and you can put them on. And it is all about success. It does ward off negativity, but it's more of a masculine. If you're going to have to make a decision, and you just have to, let's say you have a few employees, and there's the decision you have to make for your business, whether it's to change over, like Eric is doing. He's changing over to a completely different system than what they had before. You can't be passive when you're doing that. You have to have a bit more of an assertive sort of approach. And these are people that are quiet. They're passive people, and all of a sudden they have to do something assertive. It's very hard. By putting on pyrite a couple of days before you got to make that choice or implement it, it brings in that assertiveness. This is what we're doing, guys, and because it's going to be the good for all, and that's the way it is. That's, we don't have a choice. If something is happening where, let's say you had a customer that wasn't very happy with something, and now you need the feminine approach, more understanding, more intuitive, then it's moonstone. I would do this. This one is the moonstone in the yellow moonstone, and it's calming, and it brings in that inner harmony. Sometimes you just have to be softer in a decision making, or you have to be more understanding. Like if an employee comes to you and you're this very forward motion type of person, and a person says, I'm having some problems at home. I'm being abused, or I'm taking care of my mom and I'm in the hospital every single day after work. I sleep in my car, or, like that kind of news from your employees has nothing to do with business, but it needs a softer, understanding ear. And that's what moonstone does. It brings in that more feminine part of you. So guys have this. It's just that sometimes we don't activate it. We just, no, well, that's your own problem. Well, that a guy would say that. A woman would never say that. All right? So by wearing this, again, you only have to wear it for a day or two before, but if it comes up all of a sudden, you can just hold it in your hand, and it's pretty fast. Again, your left hand. You put it in your left. Left is female, right is male. Okay? Again, it's that giving and receiving. Receiving is, if you look about guys, we're just giving her. Okay, that's the way I remember it. If you want to just give her, that's a man. And if you want to receive, women like to receive diamonds. They like to receive compliments. They like to receive your paycheck. All right, so that's how you remember it. By women are receiving. So you put that in your left hand, and it brings in that softer part of you. Okay? Okay, that's about it, about crystals and how it incorporates into business. Now, from that, it doesn't mean you have to wear them all, but you choose one that is most applicable to where you are at the time. One of the things, just to close, is that if you're wearing a bracelet or a necklace or anything, and it breaks and there's beads everywhere, it's done. It's basically telling you need to either upgrade or go to a new bracelet. Some people will say, oh, I could fix that, and they could restring it and put it back on. But then they break again, and then this time you'll lose all the beads in the sewer or down your ductwork, and it ends up in your furnace or something, because it doesn't want you to fix it. The crystal basically means I'm done with you. All right, so, or you lose it. I gave a guy a bracelet after a session, and within 24 hours he couldn't find it. So and I said, well, what did you do? I says, well, I did all the things that I was supposed to do, and I had it done. Okay, well, it's all the way that the bracelet was supposed to be. So it's hiding itself, and it has that intelligence where you won't know where you put it, okay? And you'll find it maybe in a month from now. Oh my God, I didn't believe it. It went in back of the sofa, or you sat down, and it went in between the cushions or something. Never thought to look there. So it always has a way of telling you that I'm done. You know, it's time to upgrade or get another one. I get sometimes questions on how many crystals I could wear. Try not to wear more than 5. You know, some people will wear like 28, and I've seen it like at all. And the thing is, it's just like, you know, some things are moving you forward, other crystals are moving you back, other crystals, there's so many things, and all of a sudden you get confused. And these people sometimes don't do any movement because one's telling them to go, one's telling them to stop. It's a little bit like hitting the brakes and hitting the gas at the same time. You're not going anywhere, but there's a lot of action happening. You know? All right? So the idea here is, you know, use it to the crystals to the point where of what you need today. You know, and it doesn't mean you have to wear the same one every day. Whatever you feel. If you're doing a presentation, then you might want to wear more of the labradorite or of something else just for that day. And then you have maybe your citrine to say, well, maybe from this talk, people will say, hey, I want to talk to you about a mortgage, you know, though that opportunity. So the crystals will talk to you if you're just going that way, okay? So that's about it. Any questions? Anybody?
Can you pair crystals with essential oils?
Absolutely, absolutely. There are crystals that also are incorporated with lava stones. They have lava, these little same beads, but they're lava rocks, and it's so porous you could actually put one drop. I would dilute it of whatever you want on it, and it has the smell for weeks.
Okay.
Okay. But it should be really diluted. Don't use the concentrated drop on that crystal because it's just too strong. So put it in a glass of water, and then from the glass, or a shot glass, and put one drop in a shot glass, and then take a little drop from the shot glass onto your, because then it really goes a long way, you know. Then you could use it. A lot of people like orange essential oil because it has a nice, or peppermint or something like that. It's something it's, yeah. But yeah, you could absolutely use it that way.
Okay.
Kat had a question. Kat had a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Sam.
I would just like it be known that if anyone wants to send me diamonds, I gladly receive them.
Okay, here you go, Moonstone guy.
Opals, go for opals since you're in Australia so much.
Yeah, really.
Good point.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, a lot of people do have a really hard time receiving. I mean, giving, most people can give. You know, like I don't think that's the big thing. But I would think the bigger part of the population is they have a hard time receiving. Trying to do something for somebody is, for some people, next to impossible. You can't give them anything. Oh, no, it's okay. They could be starving. Like I know my mom's like that a lot. Before we moved out of her condo into our own home, like I'd look into her fridge and I said, Mom, there's nothing in your fridge. She said, well, let's go get some groceries. Oh, no, I got plenty of eggs. You got one egg left. You know, like I want to wait till that one's done and then I'll get another dozen. So, but I tried to get her some groceries. She said wouldn't accept. You know, I went and got the bread, the eggs, and all that stuff. Cost me about $9, and she gave me $20. I said, no, I don't. Let me do this for you. Oh, no. Like, it's impossible to give her anything. A lot of people are like that. They can't even accept a compliment. You know, when you say, oh, your hair looks really nice today. Oh, your hair looks good too. But I just wanted you to accept it. You know, like, you should hold on to the compliment. Or some people say, oh, no, I don't. Or you give somebody flowers. Well, why'd you do that? They're going to die anyway. you know, like I had this one couple, they're so funny, where in the beginning, the husband brought home flowers almost every day, like, 2, 3 times a week. And every time the wife would say, "Oh, what are you bringing flowers? I'm going to die." And eventually he stopped. And what happened? How come you don't bring me flowers anymore? It's like, well, you told them not to. No, I didn't. I just said they're going to die.
I was out,
And a guy thinks that that's a good thing.
I was out with a friend, and I was buying some flowers for my wife, and I said, "Hey, Lloyd, you got to buy flowers for your wife." "Well, I don't know, buy flowers for your wife." So he did buy flowers for his wife, brought them home, and his wife said, "What'd you do wrong?"
Yeah, what did I do wrong? So just as a little gift, I'm giving
thank
everybody a little stone of citrine.
Lovely.
Okay, put this in your pocket or your purse. You can put it in your wallet.
I don't know if it's real or not.
Kat,
It looks
did you
like
have a
glass.
question?
Yeah, it's glass. It doesn't have any properties. However, the color is very good. The
Jack,
color
you've
is
got a
good for
question for somebody.
No,
communication.
I asked if Kat had a question.
Oh, Kat.
Yeah, cat.
I
Yeah.
thought Kat had.
Yeah, so thank you, Jacqueline. So my question is, I find that when I'm in business, I end up having too many meetings, absorbing too much information, or I get really stressed. Now, the reason that that's an issue is it then results in a migraine, and I end up with migraines for days or weeks, depending on the severity. So, what is the crystal that I
Black,
can
black tourmaline.
black tourmaline? Okay,
Yeah, and I think you have one. I think I sent it to you.
I need to check if it's black tourmaline. It's black, but I don't know whether it's tourmaline.
Yeah, it's black tourmaline. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yours itself was black tourmaline and onyx, and that is very good for headaches and very good for, again, it's that bubble that's a very delicate. It's not like the shield, but it's like a nice bubble around it, and it's more for stress, and it just keeps things away from you, so the impact isn't so much. Okay, the black tourmaline I would put on the right side, because remember, you usually are getting those headaches when you're giving. When you're having those meetings and you have to produce, you have to do something, so you're giving something. So have it on your right side, if you're right-handed.
I am.
Then that will sort of stimulate that. And you won't get to the point where it's because when you get to a point where you have a headache, you've gone too far. That's sort of that limit. But black tourmaline's a good one for that. Yeah. Yeah.
Kat, have you ever tried, when you have your migraines, you ever tried putting your feet in warm or even hot water?
No, because somebody told me to use cold, and it was horrible.
Oh, cold. No.
Now, try the opposite.
Yeah,
I've
that's
heard
good
that
if
many
you're cold
times.
or
I don't get
dipping.
migraines, so I can't relate. But try the warm or even hot water.
Okay.
Yeah. As hot as you can stand it. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
how long for?
Do you have any Epsom salt?
Potentially.
Not that expensive, but
I'm trying to
it's
think if
not-
there's any in the bathroom potentially.
yeah, a
If-
little bit of Epsom salt will actually draw a lot of things out of your feet. And believe it or not, your feet and your headache, there is a connection there. And it will really help a lot to take out some of the toxins, because
So
it's
how
just like
long
an
do you do
aquarium.
that? 'Cause
Sorry?
how long do you do it for? Because what I don't want to do is if I put it in extremely hot water, like Sam's suggestion, I don't want to have third-degree burns. So there must be a limit.
No, I don't. It has to be what you can stand. I mean, you don't want to put it. I wouldn't boil it on the kettle,
No.
But hot water as much as possible, or add cold water so it's hot but not like scalding,
So kind of like you'd have a bath with.
And everyone's different. Like
Yeah.
my hot water is hot water, but oh my God, my wife, like she could put her foot in literally boiling water. Like I can't do that. Like
No.
literally, it's she loves it in hot. It's whatever you could stand, and that's going to be different for everybody. The idea, first of all, is your feet, when it gets really cold, the circulation is off. When your circulation is off in your feet, your head isn't much different, because it's got to go through the whole system, right? North and south has to match. So if your feet are cold, to the point where they're almost hurting, there's no circulation there at all. And then those people usually tend to have more, head pain, or there's more dizziness, there's more that kind of thing. So
Wow, you
putting
may
your
have
feet in
just
hot
solved
water.
everything because I've always got cold feet.
Yeah. So, but put it in hot water, just like Sam said. Little Epsom salt in it, so it draws out whatever toxins. If I could use a good example, if you look at an aquarium, look at all the sediment, so all the fish scales and the poop and everything. Where does it end up? It ends up at the bottom of the fish tank. Okay, and so in our energy, anything that is stagnant or not doing much, it just ends up at our feet, because it's the lowest part of us. That's why it starts to work on our circulation, because it starts cutting off energetically the meridians down there. The vessels are probably fine, but the meridians, this is the underground subway to our system. We don't see the meridians, but the meridians, where they go, that's where the main arteries are in our body. So we can see the arteries, but we don't see the meridians. It's sort of invisible. But it's just like in New York, the subway is underneath the city. Nobody sees that there's 1 million people transporting underground, right? But if the subway shuts down, 1 million people are now on the surface. And that's kind of what happens when we get cold feet, or we get that migraines all the time, and we just don't. We just need to keep that active and put it in as hot water as you can stand, and just get that activated. But the crystals itself, sometimes I'll put a crystal in a glass of water for about an hour. Like I'll use amethyst. It's a nice clean crystal. I'll put it in water, and over the hour, the effects of the amethyst will get into the water. When I drink that, it's actually bringing metals into my body that is healthy. So amethyst is good. Of course, we have copper. Copper is one of the best. Your body needs a lot of copper. Magnesium, it needs zinc, and not so much in that way. But
That's one thing that
copper,
I'm told a lot is magnesium. People keep saying to me, "Oh, you need magnesium for
magnesium, yeah.
migraines." It's just
The thing is,
expensive.
you have to be really careful with some of those materials, because magnesium does come in different capsules, but there's different forms of magnesium. Not every magnesium is good. Like magnesium citrate is good if you have bowel issues, and some people will take it because it's just a thing, and then they realize they're going to the washroom more. So there's 6 different kinds of magnesium. You can Google it. There's all kinds of information on this. Information is cheap. Just say, give me all the, what kind of magnesium do I need to have, let's say, a better skin or more hair? Or what do I need if I if I have a lot of stress that could, bring that level of relief in the stress. So it'll tell you. There's so many different types of magnesium. So you got to be careful which one you take. It's not always the cheapest.
No.
But yeah, you need these different types of minerals, and when you incorporate it in with crystals, you're bringing in metals and those kind of energy to make us so that we're more balanced. That's kind of the idea. Okay? Yeah.
Bananas have lots of magnesium there, Kat.
Say that again.
Yeah.
What did you say, Sam?
Bananas, they have magnesium.
Yep, they do. And bananas
Bananas
should be
don't.
taken at night. Most people eat them in the morning. Because the thing is, bananas itself and all its properties also contain melatonin. So if you have it in the beginning of the day, you're going to feel sort of sleepy around noon to 2 o'clock. So it's better to take it at night. Maybe, I don't know if you have a cereal or whatever, but just have a banana just before you go to bed, a couple hours before, so that you'll have a nice restful sleep. It's a great one to do. And with that magnesium, you'll sleep better, and you're not going to use up that energy. It'll actually go through your system. And he just sneezed, and that means truth. Whenever somebody sneezes as you're talking, it means truth. But yeah, so that's very good for bananas are good for it, but you have them in the evening. It's better.
Is there anything else that has magnesium? Because I'm allergic to bananas.
You're allergic to bananas?
Yeah.
I know. I'd have to check about some of the vegetables. I know broccoli has some, but it's mostly of calcium and other things. But yeah, it wouldn't be hard to find out. There's the AI could give you all the foods that have the different things of what magnesium can do. But there's quite a bit.
Okay, you can't see my phone, obviously. Let's see here. Almonds, pumpkin seeds, China
Pumpkin
seeds,
seeds are good. Yeah.
cashews, roasted peanuts, flaxseed, black beans, edamame, I don't know what that is. Lima beans, kidney beans,
So chili.
I think damony or whatever is a type of bean.
What kind of
kind of
bean?
bean, yeah, that's right.
A type of bean.
Yeah. Beans are
Beans and nuts, basically.
yeah, beans and nuts. Yeah. So if
Even
you're
potatoes.
vegan, they use that a lot in their diet. They have to because they can't eat meat. They can't get the protein
There
from
you
the
go.
meat.
Lots of things.
Okay.
Hopefully you're not allergic to them.
Yeah.
No, probably not.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, that's but there's some great ways to be able to incorporate crystals into your business. One thing is also if you have a salt lamp, these things that light up, you plug it in, it's a salt lamp. Have that on your desk because if you're working and there's frustration going with the computer, Kat, you should probably have one on 24/7. It clears energy.
Don't have one. I'll have to get one.
That stress out of the room.
Is that one of these Himalayan things?
Yeah.
You,
And
You have to-
the
you have
lamp
to climb a
actually
mountain.
heats up the salt, and the salt emits this beautiful clearing thing that you don't see, but it's great. It's also great for your electronics because when you're frustrated and things are happening to whatever's on screen, we can only imagine all these things that are happening. You'll work 3 or 4 hours on something and then press one button and it's all gone and you can't find it. How many times has that happened? When that happens, your emotion is actually electric because we are magnetic electrical beings. That's what we are. So when we send out an emotion, it's electric. And if your computer's there, it's picking up that electricity and it's not good. It brings it down. That's why a person that doesn't have any crystals or nothing, their computer will only last a certain amount of years. I still have my original computer from 10 years ago. It should have died by now, but I'm constantly clearing it with my tuning forks or my Himalayan lamp because I have it right beside. So the lamp itself absorbs that energy and not the electronics. So it doesn't accumulate. It's just like for Sam, if somebody drives through mud and those big tracks or the treads are filled with mud, and then let's say they turn to cement, well, you now have a round, and there's no tread whatsoever. So it's like that where you need the tread in that way. So it's better to be able to use something that can constantly clean it like a washing machine 24/7. So a Himalayan lamp is one of the best crystals to use for business. To have that right beside you. Doesn't matter what size it is. I have one that's a little teepee, and it's right beside my desk along with another one, and it's on all the time. It's on 24/7. That's what they're made for. It's only like a 25-watt bulb, so doesn't take up much power, but it's a nice clearing mechanism. It's always working.
Or just buy an Apple computer to start with.
Yeah.
Now, talking about giving, when you give your business card, you use your left hand.
Yeah.
And you put
shake
it
with
at eye
your
level.
right.
Especially if you're going into an appointment into their house, if you do it on your right hand,
You can't shake their hand.
they think you want to shake your hand. So, unless you're Japanese, and then you do it with both hands.
Yeah.
And you kind of bow at the same time, because I consider them sacred. There's the new card.
The new cards?
Thank you,
Yeah,
Norm.
it's got the honeydew list thing on it.
Thank you.
I think I'm going to practice that next time I go to a normal business meeting. I'm going to try the Japanese way.
And that works for China too. I met a delegation from China many years ago at work, and I was instructed to give my business card with both hands
That's right.
facing them because they're, well, I was told they're very superstitious, and
Yes.
that was the correct way of presenting, and not cross your leg and point your toe at them. They didn't like that very much.
Oh, they don't like the toes pointed at them? Yeah.
That's what I was told with the delegation from China at the time. That that goes back probably at least 15 years ago. So things
Oh,
might have changed.
Wow.
When I would do
You
a
gotta keep your legs
presentation,
wide open.
when I would do a presentation, like go into the house, I give them a business card at the door, and then I leave them with 3 business cards. I
Yeah,
have the
you give it to
folder.
somebody else. Yeah.
I have 1 card stapled because I don't trust those little slots to keep the card in there, and 2 cards paper clipped. And they said, well, why I need the other cards? I said, when somebody says, where'd you get the nice door, you got a card to give them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I go through 1,000 cards. a
Okay, folks. There you go. And what's the quote today, Bernie?
Well, no matter how thin you slice the crystal, there still always be 2 sides.
So if I buy a door with only one side, is it half price?
You know what? Yeah, that means it's a portal,
Paint
and
it on both sides,
don't go
it's
through it.
extra each side you paint. Comes right.
You have a one-sided door. You're on the wrong side of the door.
Yeah, it's a one-sided door. Yeah.
That means you're on the outside. You ain't coming through.
Yeah, it's
A door has 2 sides, inside, outside.
Cool.
Yep.
all right. And that's a
Thanks,
wrap.
guys. Have a great day and a
Okay.
great weekend.
Okay.
Let us know.
Bye,
Let us
guys.
know about
Crystal, be
that
with
warm
you.
water on your feet there, Kat.
Will do. I'll try it. Thank you.
Okay.
Speak to you later. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
What was I gonna say?
I like that phone. It's quite big, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's a Microsoft
Microsoft.
source, Microsoft source. And so I take notes and I get
Mr.
emails
Postman.
and
I don't have email on my phone. I have it on my